Welcome, everybody, to 52 Living Ideas. I am just excited to launch this Bucky-inspired series, Bucky-inspired Comprehensivity to understand and change the world. That's what we are doing. This is CJ Fernley's project, and he's the one who has kind of, planned everything out. He's given us a lot of things to start with, and it's me, Joe, Maritza, and Rupali who are executing it. Right off, we're going to do 100 meetups. It's probably going to be end up being more than that. If that's my suspicion, because I may want to keep doing ones. Like, for example, these two that we are starting out with, we're not even planning to do. And we just started off, it's Jan 1st. Why not get started? So this Bucky-inspired series, what we're trying to do is we are trying to present what Bucky's ideas can do for the world. And we have a very wide range of people already lined up. Now, CJ gave me a list of people to contact, and about half of those people actually contacted me before I could contact them. And so you can see, how much people care about CJ and how much people care about actually sharing these ideas with everybody. What we are trying to do is we are trying to make Bucky's ideas accessible to anybody who wants them. And we are also trying to create a conversation between people who have been immersing themselves into Bucky's ideas. That's what we are doing, okay? And just look at this amazing lineup. So today we are going to have Srupi Pol talking about spherical thinking and the way of spheres. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before. I'm actually going to do a site visit. I and Becky are going to go to Tom Miller, whom CJ said does a fantastic presentation of Bucky's geometry. So I'm going to go to his studio, and he's going to demonstrate to us how you can use Bucky's ideas, how he has been using Bucky's ideas for modular building design. On Jan 8th, we are going to have Daniel Ari Friedman, and he's going to be talking about the parallels between William Blake, his life, his thought, and the life and thought of Buckminster Fuller. On Jan 15th, we have Peter Meissen, who has been in the Bucky world for decades, and he's been working on energy field, and he's going to be talking about synergy. On January 22nd, we've got John Brett from New Zealand, and he's going to be talking about his idea of tetrameme, or tetra maps is something that he came up with 20 years ago, and now he has come up with something called tetrameme. It's a way of using tetrahedron to make sure that you're thinking in this fourfold way. He's applying it to the business organization. Next, on January 29th, we are going to have Kirby Urner. CJ specifically recommended an amazing deck of presentation he has called Dimension in Synergetics. And he's going to walk us through that entire deck. Next, we are going to have Kurt McNamara. He's a professor who's writing a book on Bucky's comprehensivity, exactly the topic that we're talking about. And he's going to show how, he's going to use the first chapter of his book in order to talk about Bucky's comprehensivity in his design. Next, on February 12th, we have Christopher Zelov. He's a filmmaker, and he has some rare footage of Buckminster Fuller, his inventions, all kinds of demonstrations. And he's going to show us that footage and talk about what we can learn from it. On February 19th, we're going to have D.W. Jacobs, who is the author and director of the one-man Bucky play. And he's going to be talking about Bucky's idea of I am a verb and applying it to theater and many other areas. On February 26th, Robert Sandusky is going to be here, and he will be talking about Bucky's design science and the 4 on-ramps that CJ has identified. On March 5th, we're going to do a Bucky brainstorm featuring Steve Thomas and some other people. On March 12th, we're going to have Rupali Sharma, and she's going to be talking about Buckminster Fuller, Maria Montessori, their thoughts on education, comparing them and seeing the relationships between them. And on March 26th, we are going to have Richard Ramsey, who's going to be talking about social tensegrity. So, and folks, we're just getting started. Okay, so these 100 meetups, I think, have a potential for changing a lot of things. And let's see what we can do. So, Joe, would you like to add anything?
No, I mean, it's just that I've really been touched by everybody that's been reaching out. I mean, because there's so many great speakers. And you know, this series meant so much to CJ. And so you know, to see so many people reach out, it's touching. And one thing, you know, CJ had always talked about is how to change the world and look at the environments that we live in. And so by having so many different dynamic speakers, we're going to have an opportunity to make connections that we've never made before. You know, we just made a connection with Stroopy the other night, and it was an incredible experience. And to see everybody here today and the interest level we're gaining, it's bringing a smile to my face during a very difficult period. So you know, and CJ would be very proud to. I just wish he was here to see it, but thank you everyone. That's all, and thank you Shrikant for working so hard to put this all together. It's been amazing.
Yes, Joe, and it's wonderful to have you, Marissa, and Rupali to help and to make all of this happen. So really appreciate that.